Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Allie Wilkins. So today we're going to be talking about what to do when you feel really affected by fluctuations in energy. If you're an empath and you just feel energy shift so deeply and it really affects you on a physical, tangible level. That's what today's video is going to be about, and some shifts that you can make so that you aren't so affected physically. So as empaths, we feel everything, right? We experience the energy in the collective tangibly, especially when we are around certain people or around people in close proximity. We feel their energy, but even just on a collective level, like you could live by yourself in the woods and still feel the energy of the collective, knowing exactly what's going on and feeling it deeply affecting you. So this used to be me all the time. I would be so wiped out from energy moving through the collective, and I would take it on as it was my duty to process the energy for the collective. We can shift our way of being around this in a couple of different ways, because I think that some of us, I'll speak for myself, I feel like I took this sort of pride in feeling. On one hand, I thought that there wasn't a choice to experience energy another way. So if I went to a beach with a million people, I would feel people's energy so deeply there, even though I had boundaries that I would create, and I would set protection for myself in terms of just collective energy with what's going on in the world now and how everyone's emotions are at a big high, and there's big dark night of the soul vibes, and there's just a lot going on. Our typical protection sometimes doesn't support us with that. So I noticed that over the last couple of years, my body would just really respond. And so here's a couple things that I've been doing the last couple of years that have helped me feel like I'm more so observing the energy. I can still see it, I can still name it, I can still pinpoint it, but I'm not necessarily feeling it in every single cell of my body. And if I am, it's not to the extent that I used to. So first of all, it's not your job to process energy for other people. It's not your job to move the energy of the collective through you. You can do it if you want. I've done it. And it's just going to make you, really viscerally feel that energy. Now, sometimes, especially depending on the type of work you do, this might be important. You might be someone who's a grid worker and you're moving energy for that part of the land, or you're moving energy to feel it so that you can actually bring that into your work or bring that into different aspects of healing for the globe. However, we don't need to be the ones transmuting it. So asking yourself, is this my own energy? Is what I'm feeling my own energy? So typically for me, I just get really wiped out. I get really tired. Or I'll be experiencing extreme rage or a lot of anger. And I'm not even upset about anything. I don't know what this is about. It's not yours if you're saying things like that. And so, okay, how can I then just observe what's going on without attaching stories to it, without making yourself wrong for feeling certain energies? But mostly, how can you create a stronger vessel? How can you create a stronger container around your own energetic field that this energy is not infiltrating within you? So I feel like there's a couple phases, I guess you could call it. This is just my own experience. It's not necessarily truth with a capital T, but this is my own experience that I've had these different phases. Of first, I was like, oh my God, I can see and feel energy. This is overwhelming. And everywhere I go, I can see people's energy and feel what's going on underneath the surface, right? Then it moved from people around me into the collective. And I could feel what was going on in the collective energy really specifically. And I would take all of that on. I would take that physically into my body, even though I would be doing protection things and have boundaries up energetically. And now I just seem to be in this space where I've created my own vessel is stronger, that it's I'm not swayed. So if you think about a tree, before my tree was baby little tree, barely rooted, a few roots in the ground, and there'd be wind and it would just sway all over the place. Now my tree is fully rooted, and I'm able to just, I'm not moved by the energy that I'm experiencing. I just notice it and I'm just observing it. So I would invite you, how can you observe the energy? You might still feel it in your body, but how can you observe it instead of like trying to know exactly what it is, or trying to identify it, or trying to make up stories about it, or trying to investigate exactly what it is that's occurring? How can you just observe it? How can you just notice, like, okay, first of all, is this mine? Once you become, adept with working with energy, you don't even have to ask yourself that question. You can tell what's your own stuff and what someone else's, or what's much bigger. The collective's energy feels very different than my own energy of whatever's going on within me. So something else that will support you with this is radically taking care of yourself, because although everyone has the ability to feel energy, most people are not open enough. So if you're able to feel energy, like, other people aren't going to get it. Other people, unless they have that, they're at the same, they're experiencing energy in a similar way to you. So you need to like take care of yourself at a level that other people might be like, like the people who live with you might be like, she takes a lot of baths, or like sleeping a lot. Are you okay? Other people might not get it, and that's okay. Because also if you are moving energy through you, even if you feel okay about it, right? Like you're just observing it, that still takes a lot of energy. So you have to make sure that you're doing exactly what it is that your body is asking you for. So another thing is being really grounded. The energy that you receive, even through like, your own, or like your own sessions with spirit, your own, channeling work, it's not yours to keep. It needs to be channeled through the earth. It needs to be moved through you. Your body is not supposed to hold it. So make sure that you are like a really grounded vessel. This is something I've talked about a million times, but it's we get excited about being able to work with energy because it's cool. And we get excited about being able to channel and being able to see all these things and experience energy. But sometimes we forget, like, I need full sessions of laying on the ground. Especially like if you're in an apartment or you don't have a house, or you live somewhere like LA where there's not that much grass, or you live in a big city where there's not that much places that you can just like sit somewhere, right? Like where I used to live, there was like one park, and I would have to walk like a mile to get to this park, And so sometimes it's not so easy. But it's a priority. Like you have to ground yourself, because also grounding yourself with the earth is really different from being in water. They're two different energies, and grounding is incredibly important. Also making sure that you're really listening to what your body needs. And sometimes this might go against like typical health advice, right? So your body's probably not going to be like, oh my God, I require soda right now. But sometimes you might crave specific things that are like, you're like, why am I craving so much? Why am I craving fried chicken and I'm like a vegan, right? Listen to what your body is needing, because it's telling you, we need more of this vitamin, or we need more of this sort of nutrient, or we need more protein, while you're processing all of this stuff. And also, it's not just the collective energy that you're feeling around you. It's also your own upgrading process that's occurring. Like your own DNA strands being activated, your own dimensional experiences shifting. And so being really gentle with yourself, allowing yourself to rest a lot in whatever way your body's asking for, or maybe it's asking you to move a lot. Everyone kind of has their own preferred ways of moving energy. So maybe you love to swim. Maybe you love to like burn it off at the gym. Maybe you love to go for runs outside. For me, like, it's not really the same thing, but like when I'm in periods of deep advancement where I'm moving into different dimensions a lot, especially just with the work I do in the Akashic Records and being with clients all the time in their realm, I have to sleep a lot. So sometimes after Akashic Record sessions with people who are already really open, I'll have to go take like a 3-hour nap. So working with energy a lot requires sometimes that you actually sleep a lot. You might even be like, am I depressed? Like, why am I sleeping so much? But our body is able to process energy when we are unconscious, sometimes more effectively than when we're conscious, because when we're conscious, our mind is moving and we're having thoughts, and there's less distractions essentially. So like this happens all the time in readings. People are like, yeah, I took like a 4-hour nap afterwards, because your body is trying to process what's moving, the energy that you've just received, or the activations that are moving through your body, and allowing yourself to if your body is asking for sleep, let yourself sleep. Really learning to trust that your body knows what's best, and it might counteract what society thinks is best, or what society thinks is okay, or your vegan friends think is okay, right? Trust your body, listen to it. So moral of the story, of the things that have really helped me: start observing, stop identifying with what am I processing in my body right now? You don't need to know every single thing. Sometimes it's just not helpful. What is that I'm processing? Oh, I'm processing collective rage. Okay, is that helpful to you in any sort of way? And why do you feel the need to be the one to move that through your body? Did anyone say that was actually helpful? Maybe you can show others how to work with that, right? But you don't need to label and identify yourself as this like martyr who's I'm the one. And it's not, I don't mean to say like you're placing yourself as a martyr, but you don't have to be the person whose job it is to process all of this energy. I think sometimes that we think that's the case, and it's not. So it's not your job to save the world and process the collective energy for the whole world. Also, like asking, is this something that's important for me to identify? Is this something that's mine, that's important for me to look at or know what's happening? I would say 99.99% of the time, you don't need to know what it is. Your system's just being upgraded and you're reacting to certain energies. So that's the other piece of this too. As I'm trying to recap, I'm like thinking of all these new things. That's a big issue, that we're reacting to the energy that we're experiencing instead of just holding our own center and witnessing it. That's ultimately what I wanted to say in this video. Don't react to what's going on energetically. Hold your center, witness it, allow it to either flow in your little outside of your energetic protective bubble, or if it's going to move through you, hold your center. And eventually, like, I think what happened for me is I just became, my body's like, yeah, we're just not going to be processing this anymore. Like, you're just going to, like, I feel much more grounded and centered when I'm experiencing other forms of energy. And I used to just really be in the waves of everything. And what helped me too with doing that is, like, instead of being in these huge waves of what am I feeling? Oh, I'm experiencing this ecstasy, super high highs and then super low lows. Like, now I'm experiencing the collective grief of the feminine archetype being killed off and executed. And this is like tiring, this process, right? So it's like, oh, what's going on to, like, your body and just yourself, you get used to these waves of energy, and it's like, oh, so that's what's happening today. Okay. That's what's moving through me today. Okay. Oh, that's what's going on. Like, and you stop becoming so like, I need to feel the full intensity of this, because it's happening either way. Now, if you're being asked to feel it, this will be particularly if there's something for you that's important for you to move through. Like if you have inner rage or grief that hasn't been expressed and is trying to be expressed, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to witness it, but it's like, no, I need to be felt. Like, honor that too. Talking more about external energy here for all my empaths. So anyways, most important lesson of this, hold your center and observe what's going on. Be a witness to it. You don't have to ride all of the waves. You can also just like stay in the center line and watch. Okay. So I hope that helps. Let me know if it does. If you want more help with anything like this, or you want to experience an Akashic record reading, you can go to my website, aliwilkins.com. And you can find group courses there. I do live group courses like every quarter or every 6 months. I'm about to launch a mastermind. I do one-on-one mentorships, and I do Akashic record readings, like I said. So all of that is on my website, or you can go follow me on Instagram at ali.wilkins. And you can also join my email. I call it my email love letters. And I'll send out emails try to make every email have a lot of value in it. And then I'll invite you into something, or there will be like an awesome YouTube video I did, or, something I think that will be of interest based on what I'm feeling energetically in the sphere. So you can also join that. miracles.alliewilkins.com/email me. So I offer emails there, and it's like not very often, so you're not going to be super spammed by me or anything. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please like it. Please leave a comment so that more people can find it, so the algorithm will pick it up and that more people can find it, because so many more of us are starting to really feel energy in a deep way. And, you know, many of us are ascending, and more people are waking up. So this information is important. Also, subscribe if you want more videos like this. I do a lot of different things around teaching the ancient wisdom and helping in a modern world, and helping people learn the tools to support them energetically, especially if you're like me and you're a seer or you experience energy on a deep level. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.